Almost everyone gets the jitters when it's that time of year again. The time when the weather gets colder, the days shorter, and the nights longer. All you want at that time is to sit by the fireplace and drink hot cocoa or take a vacation to a tropical country. Can you believe there are places on Earth that experience a constant winter? Grab a coat and let's explore the coldest places on Earth. You'd be shocked by how many people have found ways to survive there. Number 10. Yakutia, Russia. In the far eastern part of Russia, about 450 kilometers south of the Arctic Circle, lies a city that holds the title of the coldest city on Earth. Living in such a place isn't for the faint of heart, as the winter lasts up to 8 months and the temperature goes up to 50 degrees Celsius. Despite this, it records the highest population on this list of about 200,000. Lucky for them, the climate is very dry, making it bearable despite the low temperatures. The locals here have gotten used to it and even have their ways of maneuvering. For example, since most of Siberia is covered with up to 1,500 meters of permafrost, the foundations of the Yakutia house must be built into the permafrost ground and on stilts about 2 meters above the surface. This is due to soil thawing, which makes it unsuitable for construction. During the winter, Yakutians are advised to leave their homes only when absolutely necessary and to dress warmly in thick fur coats and boots. The local ones claim the place gets so cold that occasionally saliva would freeze into needles that would prickle your lips. During summer, temperatures only get to 30 degrees Celsius. Still care for a tour to Yakutia? Number 9. Regina, Saskatchewan. In Canada, you need to be prepared for winter weather, which includes gale-force winds that bring piercing sub-zero temperatures with them. As for Regina, the capital city of Saskatchewan, the wind chill is on another level. The icy gusts are so bad that when your skin is exposed to cold, it'll make you feel like it's negative 60 degrees Celsius outside, when in reality, it's just about negative 20 degrees Celsius. That means there's an extreme danger of frostbite and hypothermia. The city has recently been claimed as one of the coldest places in Canada because of its extremely cold wind chill that values between negative 45 and negative 55 degrees Celsius. The cold season between December and May favors winter sports thanks to the thick snow that covers the city. Winter sports are a big deal to the people of Regina, who don't care much about the extreme cold during the season. It takes pride in being the home of Mark McMorris, a Canadian professional snowboarder who's a 3-time Olympic bronze medalist. Number 8. Eureka, Canada. Welcome to Eureka, where the only inhabitants here came in from the small handful of researchers. For a place with no sunlight for 5 months of the year, and where temperatures regularly approach negative 40 degrees Celsius before a wind chill, and about negative 45 degrees Celsius with wind chill, it doesn't come as a surprise that there are no permanent residents. I mean, who in their right mind will leave sun for this place? For instance, the place only sees the midnight sun between April and August, with no sunlight at all between mid-October and late February. It's like a polar desert with no rain between October and May. Since its inception in 1947, it's been used as a weather station with a rotation of 8 staff working there at any given time. Despite being like a polar desert, the place has a lot of plant life and wildlife, making it dubbed the Garden Spot of the Arctic. Number 7. Svalbard, Archipelago, Norway. We can't list down the coldest places on Earth without mentioning the country where our fairy tale queen Elsa comes from, can we? If you're a true Frozen fan, then you know what I'm talking about. That would be Norway. But we're going to head north to an island known as Svalbard Archipelago. The island is close to the Arctic, making it one of the coldest places on Earth. It has the world's longest winter season, with temperatures averaging below freezing for nearly 9 months out of the year. Even the summer season isn't that warm, as temperatures are between 12 degrees Celsius and 18 degrees Celsius. It's quite unbelievable that despite its extremely cold temperatures, Norway is still one of the most popular tourist destinations on Earth. Number 6. Verkhoyansk, Russia. Is Russia in the grips of a cold spell? In the remote Yakutia region of Siberia, in the east of Russia, lies the town of Verkhoyansk. This town fights over the title of the coldest inhabited place in the world with Oymyakon. Apart from that, it holds the Guinness World Record for the greatest temperature fluctuations on Earth, from negative 67.8 degrees Celsius in winter to 37.3 degrees Celsius in summer. The lowest temperature ever recorded here was -69.8 degrees Celsius. The place is said to be so cold that no one can stay outside for more than 15 minutes. You have to cover yourself in skins and furs of animals at all times. Learning about the temperature is enough to freeze your thoughts. Its unique climate is created by an area of cold, dense air called the Siberian High. It turns out that the cold weather doesn't stop people from settling in Verkhoyansk, as the population there is about 1,400. Did you know that Verkhoyansk is part of that area dubbed Stalin's Death Ring? This is where dictator Joseph Stalin sent his political exiles. Such a chilly place for a chilly demise, don't you think? Number 5. North Ice Greenland. Greenland may seem like a country filled with green pastures and sunlight everywhere, but that's not the case. It's quite the opposite. People confuse it with Iceland, but Greenland is the cold one. North Ice, for example, records the lowest temperature in North America of -87 degrees Fahrenheit, beating Snag's record by 6 degrees. It's a research station that was established by the British North Greenland expedition in 1952. Little is known about this place, though. It no doubt has the exceptional chilly combination of high elevations that rises far from the ocean amid an ice sheet. Because of this, the place is sparsely populated as thought to be, and only researchers are seen in the area. Number 4. Oymyakon, Russia. Let's agree to disagree when it comes to cold. Russia is just in another league. Home to less than 1,000 people, this village is located in rural Russia between two valleys. It's considered the coldest permanently inhabited location on Earth, with a low record of -90 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know about you, but I'd love to hear how a real estate agent sells houses here. Unlike other places on this list, the people of Oymyakon continue with their day-to-day activities even throughout the winter. Local schools only close when temperatures dip below -55 degrees Celsius. Number 3. Snag, Yukon, Canada. For people to abandon a place because of the cold, then it must have been unbearably cold, right? The village of Snag recorded a temperature of -81 degrees Fahrenheit, taking the honor of having the lowest temperature in continental North America. The extreme cold caused locals to evacuate, and only around 10 people were left in the village then. Even the airstrip closed down, and their staff of about 20 people went their way. In 2006, the location was reported closed, with a population of 0. Most of them reported that their breath froze in midair as they exhaled and fell to the ground as white dust. But what stunned people and researchers the most was that the sound could be heard clearly over a distance over several miles, meaning that the sounds carried much further in the cold, dense air. Unfortunately, this discovery has never been researched further. Number 2. Dome, Fiji, Japan. Is it just me, or have you noticed that the world's coldest places are at the north end of the planet? Dome, Fiji is different. It's an Antarctic base located in the east part of Queen Maudland, Japan, and the home to a Japanese research station that was established in 1995. The place has an annual temperature of -58 degrees Celsius and records a reading of -92 degrees Celsius on normal days. This dry, cold desert was the coldest place on Earth, fighting over the title with Vostok Station until it took over the title. Though the area is extremely chilly, people still find a way to live and work. It can get warmer, yes, but only to the tune of -30 degrees Celsius. Isn't it insane how we find it strange to live in such a place, whereas people from there live an ordinary life? Number 1. Vostok, Antarctica. The existence of a world wrapped in ice and hidden from the world sounds like a plot from a fiction novel, right? But as you've seen with other countries in this video, it's nothing but a fascinating reality. Vostok is a Russian climate observing station in Antarctica established by the Soviet Union in 1957 and nears Lake Vostok, a huge subglacial lake that's hidden beneath the ice. All the places on this list are cold, but Vostok beats the odds. It holds the record for one of the coldest places on Earth, yet still one of the sunniest. In December, the station enjoys more than 22 hours of sunlight. Conversely, on polar night, there are precisely 0 hours of sunlight. In 1983, it was declared the coldest place on Earth when it recorded a temperature of -128.6 degrees Fahrenheit to -132 degrees Fahrenheit. It held the title until Dome Fuji Station took over. Despite the temperature, there's no dampness in the area. This is due to the unmistakable absence of oxygen brought by the ocean's level. The place is barely survivable for humans. Even after so many years, it still stands out as the most hazardous, unfriendly, and obnoxious spot on the planet. It's claimed that your skin, if exposed, would freeze within minutes, and the droplets in your breath turn to crystals as you exhale. Whether it's true or not, you'll have to find out on your own, because you'll need more than 2 coats to survive there. Until next time, adios.